Hi Scorpio, here's the general look at your solar chart for November 2011, and may I wish you a happy birthday. And this is a powerful month for you. Every year at this time the sun comes back round into your sign and will stay there until the 23rd of November. And in general it means that the way will be clearer for you to get on with the kinds of things you want to do for yourself, and it will help you to achieve aims and ambitions, and feeling a little bit more center of attention. In fact, that might be because it's your birthday, of course, but also that you should be putting yourself at the center of your attention as well. So it's quite a self-centered time. Ideally, you could be doing nice things for yourself, and just making sure that you mark this time by almost like putting this stamp of your intention on this moment where the sun was at the very same moment that you were born, according to which day and time on the clock it is. So now you'll be keeping an eye on the piggy bank, but there's a lot of good energies there for you this month, and also good energy underpinning people appreciating your contribution, your talent, your skill, your ability, and you can do quite well out of negotiations, deals, getting maybe some sort of equipment or resource or some sort of pay rise. So just if you play your cards right, this is about bonding with people who can perhaps definitely boost things for you financially. Okay, so, and that's up until the 27th. So you can do well if you play your cards right. Those two, Mercury and Venus, are going to ease the flow of resources, but you see it's two ways. So just make sure that you're not the one putting your hand in your pocket, because that flow will be there, and that that will be your resource going from you. So obviously we have to do that, but also at this time make sure that you're standing downstream so that the resource can come towards you. And you find that certain meetings, certain connections you make, contacts could be lucrative for you. That's in short term or the long term, okay? Because they're likely to open a door. So really, yeah, that could be quite useful. And this is a good moment for you to be doing sorts of pursuits, or making the sorts of purchases, or going in for the sorts of activities which kind of boost your morale, help you to feel good. Externally, perhaps improvements are being made around you, to your space. Perhaps you're doing them, perhaps somebody else is doing them, inside, outside. It's a good time to negotiate a good deal for yourself, or not to undervalue, shall I say, anything that you have, well, if you were in a buying selling situation, but anything that you have up for sale, or anything that you're trying to, any asset you're trying to turn into cash. So that could be something that you've done, something that you own, or it can be to do with just your daily life, but also it can be to do with you. And if you are in a negotiating type situation, this is a good time for reaching for as high as you can get, because this is a time that somebody else might quite like to give you a treat, or well, we can always hope, but might like your attitude, your style, and you pull it off, and then you can do quite well materially out of that. So collaborating also with another as a team can help the piggy bank as well. And now that's up until the 27th. In fact, try to get things closed and completed and tied up before the 24th, because that's when Mercury goes retrograde. and then it slows things down. You may be having to rethink or just wait before, in a material sense, moving forwards again. Mercury goes retrograde for 3 weeks. So there's likely to be more thought and discussion around finances and the basic necessities of life, as a matter of fact. Practical resources, skills, talents as well. Again, somebody quite liking what you have to offer and you not underselling that, and just sort of giving it away. So this is a very good time for you to be acquiring basic stuff, improving the quality of resources and doing better materially. Now, there's going to be an unusual transit of Mars. Mars has been in your career area since September. It's coming out of there and into an area to do with working with groups or connecting very strongly with the group dynamic, again in person or over the wires, and that's coming in from the 11th of this month, November, but it's going to stay there all the way through until next July, which is very unusual. So you can really make something of this. Mars, the adrenaline junkie planet, the planet that wherever it goes, it really activates and stirs up an area. And that's an area where you can initiate. That's an area where others, maybe are looking to you because you'll be somehow or other shoved into the lead in some way. Whether you put your hand up or not. So, however it's working, only time will tell. But physical energy is likely to be going into team efforts, pulling together with others, whether it's a small little team like a family, or a really, really big one, where people are all gathering together to really kind of do something for a common aim. This area is going to be very triggered, and you could do, as I say, be somehow or other given some sort of recognition here. You could feel overloaded, though, because with recognition comes responsibility. So you could feel overloaded at times with all the stuff you've got to do on behalf of others or for some sort of common cause that you're supporting, whether that's in a little way or a big way. Information technology, networking, discussion forums, all of that stuff, that's likely to be emphasized. Could be the way it works for you, might not be. But putting your energies into a bigger project, a bigger cause, and working with skill or your unique take, anyway, no matter what it is, with a group of others. From the 23rd, it's more about stuff and finances, property, material security, and your physical well-being and what you can do to improve that physical well-being. The new moon and partial lunar eclipse on the 25th of November comes in your financial area, Scorpio, which heralds new beginnings, fresh starts related to finances, equipment, possessions, big or small, like bits of kit, larger bits of kit, whole properties, but also it can trigger new beginnings in the area to do with your physical health, and that's on the 25th. So that will be over the month 25th of November to the 25th of December. However, in the middle of that time there is a total solar eclipse of the sun happening on December the 10th, and that will put a huge wave of energy into that same area, and that means that there's going to be new beginnings for several months in that area for you. So that puts the gear stick in neutral and allows you almost to take the invitation from the universe to really start improving things in that area there, because somehow or other the chances will be there. Now, every month I talk about the slower moving outer planets, and you can leave this video right now and go and read this stuff on my website, but here I'll just go over them. Jupiter is in a 12-month cycle of expanding you through your close relationships. So basically, somehow or other, it's going to be through connecting with others in a close relationship, whether it's temporary, whether it's long-term, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, which is going to really benefit you. Somehow or other, it's going to really kind of give you a leg up. Somehow or other, it will benefit you. You'll learn a huge amount. You'll be intrigued. You'll be fascinated. But also the way it works is that, because it's Jupiter, it's a two-way thing. So they'll be equally intrigued and fascinated with you, your background, your experience. So the more you put yourself into environments where you're likely to be mingling with those of a very different background, different class level, different culture, different religion, different just a very, very different background to yours, you're going to benefit from that a lot. And also they in their turn will look into your face and see something that they find absolutely fascinating. So this can really be terrific for love relationships, but also other types of friendships and working relationships as well. And you yourself could very much be seen as the teacher, guide, advisor, because you've got this expertise, you've got this background which is so very different to what they know, and helps them get a different slant on things, helps you get a different slant on things. You learn ever such a lot when you're a teacher, so you could really find a good associate, a good business partner, a good romantic partner, friend, employer, employee, whatever, during this transit. And it's in there until June 2012. Saturn is a very contracting, challenging energy, which is getting you to wake up and smell the coffee about the way that you emotionally, are a bit over the top sometimes and too intense and whatever, and that you keep falling down the same old hole in the road. Every time that button's pushed, you do the same knee-jerk response. Well, Saturn, where it is allowing you to reminisce, to reflect, to be introspective, to realize that you better clean up your act. Also, another way it can work is that you're beavering away at something in the background, something is forming, something isn't ready yet, it won't be ready for a while, but it's coming together somehow. It could be a relationship, it could be something that you're creating, it could be many, many, many things. But also this is laying to rest the past, this is laying to rest the ghosts of the past. So there's a number of ways that Saturn can be working there. Uranus is in your work area, health area, meaning that this is a very experimental, changeable vibration in this area. It's going to be there for 7 years. It's a long time. And it means that you might not be mainstream. It would be better if you weren't. It could connect you more to groups of people who are out of the way, or offbeat or unconventional. It could connect you to alternative health. It could connect you to using very different tools and methods to do your work or provide a service to others, or to use more technology. There's lots of ways this can work. But definitely it's leading edge, it's cutting edge, it's ideally to meet the vibrational criteria of Uranus, it's you doing something in a very different kind of a way, and then it works really, really well to what you're used to. So Scorpios born October 24th, 25th, or those with the first degree of Scorpio rising will feel this influence so strongly this month. Neptune's reversed into the back end of Aquarius. This might renew a kind of a uncertain or up in the air feeling about where you should be, where you belong, who with, where's your place on the map. Might be one of those things, might be all of those things. It's an inner uncertainty. Definitely though, in a nutshell, don't let others step on your boundaries, because it's more likely that you need a sacred special space of your own, even if it's just to go and crash and sleep. But that's got to be absolutely sacrosanct. It's yours. So there might be some sort of problem around this at the moment, but this one comes out of there in February. And then that suddenly, magically, seems to, any kind of problem seems to dissolve away. And Scorpios born 21st to the 22nd of November, or with the last couple of degrees of Scorpio rising, or those born around the 24th of October, or with about a degree of Scorpio rising, will feel this, probably feel this most strongly this month. Pluto, your ruling planet, is quietly evolving you through education, through language, through communications, through travel, through just your daily encounters on a daily basis with people, also intuition. Pluto here gives you a power, and you already have quite a power with your intuition, but Pluto gives you a power on the level of communications, whether that's the type which is just speaking, writing, you know, any of the arts. There's a power that Pluto will endow you with. Or rather, no, that's wrong, what I've just said. Pluto will bring out that power that's in there already. Pluto doesn't wave a magic wand and give you something and make you strong and turn you into Superman or Superwoman. It just makes you feel where your hero is inside, or where your ability is inside, that you were born with. So Pluto here will definitely increase your natural ability, but also very likely you wield a power more than you realize on the level of speaking, writing, creative self-expression, and using your intuition, using your intuitive ability. And you Scorpios born, this is going to be here for many years, so it'll travel through Capricorn, affecting your sign very slowly. But you Scorpios born 26th to 30th of October with 3 to 7 degrees of Scorpio rising are likely to feel this energy mostly this month. And that's it from me for November. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. Also your moon sign, you might like to listen to that and see if that says anything to you. And I will see you the next time.